This is the Mokwheel Tarmac. It is a hardtail e-bike with a rear hub motor and a thumb throttle. In this video, it is going to get tested on and off the road. Okay, let's see how fast this thing goes. I'm going to start out using throttle only from a dead stop to see how quickly it gets up to its top speed. I am in assist level 5, so it should put me up to around 20. Yep, I just hit 20 and the motor stopped putting out power, so it cuts off just below 20 and starts coasting, so it doesn't take you too much faster than that. Now I will switch to pedaling. I am in the highest gear and I'm not putting out too much effort just yet. It's bringing me up to 22. I'm actually not engaging the cranks at all. So some bikes with the torque sensor will not do this, but I guess since this one has a cadence sensor as well, maybe it allows it to put out more power with less effort. Now I will engage the cranks. I was up to 26, 27 without putting out really any effort. Now that I'm trying, I am pushing up to 29, putting out quite a bit of effort now. Might be able to hit 30 if I really try, but got an uphill, so maybe not right here. Now I just want to compare what the speed on the bike says with the GPS on my phone. Sometimes bikes read a little high, making you think you're going faster than you really are. But this one seems pretty close, actually, within about 1 mile an hour or so. So it's good to know that they aren't trying to lie and make it seem like the bike is faster than it really is. Well, this bike might be more designed for on-road. I think it can handle some off-road as well, especially this track. And it's a good test of its power and agility out of these corners, how well it can handle in them. And this first lap, I'm just using throttle only, and I'm going to see what my lap time is. Then I'll start pedaling. Struggles a little bit up that hill, but we'll see how much faster it is if I pedal and get that extra power going. Hopefully anyway. The throttle was nice and smooth, and a little more speed in makes you need to brake more, but should be able to carry more speed all around. But the chain fell off, so it's not going to help this lap time. Okay, I tried another lap, kept the chain on this time. Let's see what that is. I had a 20.4 with the throttle and an 18.6 while pedaling. Now I'm going to turn the power off and pedal with no assist to see how much difference that really makes. Here we go. Oh yeah, you can definitely feel the weight when the motor is off, but once you get rolling, it shouldn't be too bad. So it will be all about keeping some momentum going around these corners. Try to lean it so I can go a little faster. It's actually not feeling too terrible. Not as bad as I thought. Skinnier tires help that, that's for sure. 19.1, so right in the middle actually. Faster than the throttle, not as fast as with that assist, of course. It's Hannah's turn, and she is going to start out with throttle only as well. She might not go wide open everywhere like I did. It is a left thumb throttle, which is not our favorite, I would say. I would prefer the half twist on the right side, so it's a little more like a motorcycle. I tend to reach for a dropper post on my left thumb, so a little tricky to get used to, but not too bad.
26.20.
All right, let's put it into high gear and see what you can do with some assist. This is Hannah's first time riding this bike. Probably should have given her a little time on the flat ground first, but she's actually handling it quite well. Looks like the frame is on the large size for her, but dropping the seat makes it manageable. How's it feel for you?
Not bad, smooth with the smaller tires.
Definitely different from the fat tires we've been mostly testing lately.
22.77.
26 to a 22. Now I think we should see what you can do without the motor.
I don't usually do that.
I don't think she's ever tried this, but it wasn't too bad with this one, so we'll see how she does. How's that feel already?
Heavy.
Heavy. Now you can really tell how much it weighs, and the gearing is typically pretty high on these, but it actually didn't seem too bad as long as you were in the lower gear. On the rear cassette, it pedaled it around okay, but I'm probably a little stronger than her, so she might be feeling it more than I am. Definitely slowing down up the hill, but she seemed to keep a pretty good time going.
25.10, still faster than the throttle.
Wow, she was faster than with the throttle as well. So there you go, now you know. Now it's time to test the power with the hill climb. Hannah's going to start out using throttle only And we'll see if it can pull her all the way up. It looks like it should. It does get a little steeper at the top, but she makes it after a slowdown. Now she's going to try it while pedaling in assist level 5. It should take off with a little more power. There it goes. No problem while pedaling. It barely made it with her on it using throttle only, so I don't think it will with me since I weigh more and it's slowing down to a stop right there. So not quite making it. I'll have to pedal for this one. Shouldn't have an issue if I put some effort out. Oh yeah, there we go. I'll test those brakes out now with the nose wheelie. 2 fingers does the trick, but I will say for some reason I'm having a problem with the stem moving. I have it tight everywhere that I can see. You can tighten it. It's still moving a little bit, so maybe I'm missing something there. I don't normally try this, but I turned the motor off and we'll see if I can crank my way up it. Oh yeah, hey, I made it. It may not be made for off-road, but it can definitely handle some. This should be no problem for it. We have some lanes on our farm between the fields, and it could make a good bike for getting around them. There aren't too many bumps, but that front suspension should help smooth out the ride. And if the rear tire is dialed in with the correct pressure, it should be smooth enough. But being a hardtail with skinny tires, you will definitely feel the bumps more than if you had full suspension or fat tires. Speaking of fat tires, you typically want them for the sand, but I have to try it out on this, and I'm getting through with a little slippage, but no big deal. Here is the true test. Can I make it through this sand rut with my feet on? Not quite, but another try, I might get it. Oh, there we go. A little slow, but I'm through. We are going to do a quick figure 8 time trial here. Hannah is setting her pace, and I'm going to see if I can beat it, but there is a twist. 10.97. The twist is that I don't get to use the power, so we'll see if my legs can make up for it, because Hannah had the help of the motor. 9 point something, got it done. This bike definitely pedals a lot better than some of the other heavier fat tire e-bikes that we've tested. You could pull the battery out and ride around like that if you wanted to save even more weight and have a little easier of a time, but still gets the heart rate going, that's for sure. Well, I'd like to take it into the woods and do more mountain bike trails with it, but I feel like we should move on to the road and gravel paths where it is supposed to be ridden, right? How's it feel on the road?
Smooth.
These tires should roll quite a bit quicker than a fat tire, and the treads are pretty small, so should be smooth, fast, and comfortable as long as the potholes and cracks aren't too big, that is. I'm cruising over to some gravel trails now, and it is pretty windy. If I'm going towards the headwind, I can definitely tell it slows me down a little bit, but obviously it's a whole lot better than being on a normal bike. Still going pretty close to top speed, where I'd be struggling without the assist of the motor, but it does seem a little strange that it's almost like how little or how much effort I put out, I go about the same speed. So I can back it down and just spin the pedals, not even engage the cranks, just moving my legs, not really hardly using any muscle at all. And I'm right around 27, and if I try to put a lot of effort in, then still going 27, but oh, there's 28 at least, so I get a little more out of it, but then it's gonna cut off and not gonna gain a whole lot there. So it is nice that the gearing is tall enough that I can put out as much effort as I want, and I'm still getting a good workout, still pushing the bike, helping the motor, hopefully helping it get more battery life, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I will say these tires roll pretty well on the road. There's definitely less rolling resistance than a big fat tire, especially if that fat tire has knobbies. So there's trade-offs, but the skinny tires are definitely better for some things. I'm on a smoother road now, and you can really feel how well those tires roll. All right, I am heading off the road onto a gravel trail, and I feel like this is where this bike will be most at home. I should be able to go as fast or as slow as I want to. I can get as much or as little workout as I want to get, and it'd be a great commuter if you have a trail like this heading into town, which this one does take you into town. It'd be a great bike for that, because You don't have to sweat if it's hot out. You can use the throttle or just spin the pedals and still get there pretty quickly. Or if you want to get a workout in, you can put some effort into it and go even faster. But if you don't want to go full speed, you can obviously bump that assist level down and cruise at a pace that you see fit. The tires should work really well on this too. A little bit of tread helps with grip. If you do need to slow down quickly, or there are some corners in the gravel, there should be enough tread there to help you keep it under control. I feel like Superman on this thing. I've been riding normal bikes lately, so definitely feels like cheating. But I just got to town pretty quick. Can't quite do 45 like the speed limit to keep up with cars, but hanging in there at 25 with quite a bit of head and side wind going on right now. The throttle is pretty nice when you are stuck in traffic or taking off from a stop sign. It's just a smoother engagement of the motor, because sometimes the high gearing makes it a little more challenging to get that motor going, but you add some throttle in there and smooths out that takeoff a little bit. Now I'm cruising on some paved bike paths, and this is another great spot for this bike. If you're looking to do a lot of this riding, this could be a good option for you. Another good thing about tires like these instead of a skinny road bike tire is that if you need to get off the road for any reason, if a car is not giving you much room, it's a lot more forgiving and a lot more stable in the gravel or even in the grass if you really need to get out of the way. There has been a bit more of a headwind, and I have been hovering around 22, 23. I have a little bit of wind protection here, so I'm back up to 24, 25, but I'm also down to 2 battery bars, so using assist level 5 for about 15 miles, mainly in assist level 5. That eats the battery up quite a bit more, and if you use the lower settings and use less power out of the motor. Okay, another mile in and it dropped to 1 bar, and now I'm struggling to do 22, 23 miles an hour. So it might be slowing down, and the wind is definitely playing a factor here. I'm back at the RC track because one of my favorite things about these bikes is the rack, so I had to test that out. I love how easy it is to bungee the RC onto the rack and head out wherever you want to go, so that's exactly what I'm doing. Time to get some laps in. I do have a separate channel that is all RC, so if you want to see more of this action, you can check out PSFRC. If you want to find out more about this bike or pick one up for yourself, you can check out the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.